Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is my first video, so give me a little bit of grace. The first video is going to be a travel review for Secrets Moxche in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. I'm asking for some grace because my recording skills, my even shooting a picture skills obviously are lacking. It was my first time using this professional camera. I was having problems focusing sometimes, and I just didn't know what I was doing, but I did my best. That's what counts. So you can expect from this channel, whenever I travel, I will definitely do a review going forward. But also, this is my little corner and safe place to discuss things that are of interest to me or that I believe will be helpful to you. So that could include true crime, celebrity news, things of that nature. So if you would be interested in any of that, please like, comment, and subscribe. Now, this first review, I'm just gonna do it in parts, like day 1, day 2, day 3. I think that's gonna be the best way to do it. So I am gonna release day 1. And I want to just go ahead and talk a little bit in this video about certain things that happened in day 1 or things that might be of interest to you. So we traveled on a Thursday. It was Thursday, June 16th, 2022. We arrived in Mexico around 2:30 p.m. We had already arranged our ground transportation with Amstar through the travel agent who booked it. So if you already have ground transport, you can just breeze past all of the chaos that is there. Like after you get your bags, there's a bunch of people there asking, do you have transportation or this or that? And you just want to keep it moving. You can say no thank you or just keep walking. And once you get out of the airport, there is a little stand there if you want to have a margarita or something like that. But anyway, after that are the vans to transport you to your hotel. So the Amstar people have on these flowered shirts. We found them. Everything went okay. We didn't have to wait too long. It seemed like we had to wait longer than others because no one else was going to Secrets Moxche. So we waited a little bit. Once we got in the van, they told us it might take about an hour to get there, but it didn't. It took maybe 30 to 40 minutes to get there. So once we got there, of course, everything was lovely. They took our bags, they showed us around the lobby, and you'll see some of this footage in my video. But everything was gorgeous. As soon as you walk in, it's like you have a view of the pool and the ocean and everything. So check-in, that took a while. That took longer than I've ever had to take for check-in. The woman was nice and pleasant. They did give us champagne, but it just seemed like everything just took so long. Like, I think because they just opened, maybe these people are just new to working at resorts and they have to ask other people a lot, in order to get anything done because they just don't know. So it took quite a long time. I want to say that between check-in and being at the concierge desk, from the time that we arrived to the hotel, it still took us maybe about an hour to go up to our room. So after she checked us in, she gave us the resort map, told us whatever she needed to tell us. And then she had us go to another gentleman who was our concierge guy, which I guess he came with the type of room that we got, the preferred club. And then he sat us down and he talked about the timeshare presentation that they do the next day and the breakfast, and wanted to know if we wanted to sign up for that. So that took a little bit. And then after that, he took us to the concierge desk where you can make reservations for dinner and things like that. So we go to that desk, and then that desk took a while because, again, the people didn't know what was going on. They didn't know, how to get the system to work or how to put the reservation in. So what happened was, they told us that, you don't have to have reservations for dinner, but you have to have reservations for the hibachi. So of course, we want to try everything. So we're like, well, we want to have a reservation for the hibachi. So they're looking and they're saying, well, we don't know if we really have any available for your stay. And then they finally said, oh, we do have one on the 18th, which is the night before we leave. So we're like, perfect, we'll take it. And then they then started to talk about the private dinners that they offer on the beach, and we're asking if we wanted that. And honestly, it was something that we thought about before we went, because we had it at another Secrets property, but we were just kind of ready to get to our room at this point. So we were like, we'll think about it. We'll take the information on it, and we'll call and let you know. And then after we decided that we didn't want to tell them, that we're going to do this private dinner. And if you do the private dinner, I think it's like $400, extra for that if you want to do the private dinner on the beach. But after we told them that we're not interested in that right now, we just want to book the hibachi and then we're going to go to our room, then they were like, oh, now the hibachi's not available. So that was kind of weird that just in those couple minutes, the night before we left was no longer available. So we were like, whatever. We just went to our room, So the way the elevators work, there's a service elevator and there's an elevator for the guests. So the time that we were there, it became a little frustrating because the guest elevator took a long time for some reason. I don't know why, because the place was not busy. But so sometimes we just would take the service elevator, like, we got to get downstairs. Okay, so the room was nice, and you're going to see that in the video. Absolutely loved it. I did a review of the room, so you'll see all of that. And they had a mini bar. I believe that we were supposed to get a bottle of liquor. They asked us what kind of bottle we wanted before they left the room. We said rum. We did not get that bottle until the night before we left, though. So the little mini fridge had like 2 beers in it and some pop and water. And then there was a bottle of champagne that was in the room as well. I think that's pretty much, it for the room. So of course, once we get settled in the room, we get dressed and we're ready to see the resort. We're ready to go get a drink, have something to eat. The only thing that was open at the time was Barefoot Grill. So we, made our way to there, and they had not many things to choose from. I think like a fish sandwich and chicken nachos. I didn't think that either one of them were good. So, we just kept it moving to the next thing. We ended up going back to the room, changed, went down to the lobby bar to have a drink. Again, it just seemed like nobody was there. Maybe 4 people in the lobby, and you'll see that on the video too. But it was just a ghost town. And there was a sign there that said that they had some sort of rock concert going on that night. So I guess they do have a little bit of nightlife, but we didn't check that out. We just sat at the bar for a little bit, and then we went to Suki, which is the Japanese restaurant. Now, we decided to ask if they had room for us to sit at the hibachi anyway, and they did. So, well, actually, no. What happened was she told us that if someone canceled, that we could have their spot. So she sat us on the patio. There was a very nice fire pit, and it was a beautiful night. So we just sat out there, and then eventually she said, okay, you can sit at the table. So the hibachi table is just like it's like sitting at a bar. It's just one row of tables. I want to say they might have had only 3 or 4 hibachi tables, which is why you need the reservations. And the waiter and everybody, they were nice and pleasant. The appetizers were very good. The fried ice cream was very good. The main course to me was not anything like the hibachi that I'm used to. So it just seemed like it didn't have a lot of flavor, seasoning. They didn't really use a lot of garlic butter, and you know, it was just pretty underwhelming. You know, it was just kind of nothing to write home about. And then they also had like these sweet potatoes, which I've never seen on the hibachi grill, and they were undercooked, so they were kind of hard. So I didn't really eat the main course, but everything else was good. So after that, you know, that was pretty much our night for day one. We just kind of went back to the room and we were like, you know, we're just gonna hit the ground running on day two, check out the pools and everything. So my next video will talk about that. It will talk about, you know, the preferred club and what the amenities were and if I think it was worth it, and things like that. I can't think of anything else really that was, you know, interesting about day one. But if you guys have any questions, you can always feel free to email me and I can answer them. So, okay, I will see you all in video 2. Bye.